All right, we are just about a month away from the kickoff to the 2024 high school football season, but the Indians have been hard at work for many months. Started their off-season conditioning program back when snow was still on the ground. Now with the heat of summer in full swing, Indians gearing up to get ready to start another successful season. Senior Ethan Pavey is one of the captains and the team leaders this year with this squad, looking to have a big season with the Indians. Ethan, first things first, how are things going as we get ready for a big football season ahead?
Oh, they're going awesome. I'm excited. The new head coach, it's awesome.
Been a great summer workout. Numbers look strong. What's been kind of the mood in the locker room as guys are coming together and really an off-season program where you guys are kind of in control of bringing players in, and it seems like a bond is being formed tighter this summer with guys coming together.
Yeah, everybody's excited because we all have the same goal, winning the state championship, and we don't have to force guys to be here. They're showing up on their own because they want that goal as much as we do.
MHSA is giving high school football programs the opportunity to practice in the summer so they can get acclimated to conditions and get their bodies right when the season starts and rolls around. Part of those off-season workouts have included every Tuesday and Thursday under Coach Clickner's first off-season with the program, getting the guys together for weight training and conditioning. A lot of that program has been overseen by Donovan from Big Lake Strength and Fitness. And Ethan, boy, Coach Donovan there has been working you guys pretty rough on those Tuesdays and Thursdays, trying to get guys bigger, stronger, faster, but also healthier as well. From the player standpoint, what's that off-season program been like working with Coach Donovan?
I think we're blessed having a guy that comes in and knows what he's doing about everything that we have questions about. It's awesome.
I know some of these workouts not easy, whether we're bear crawling up hills or we're pulling sleds, running with dumbbells. We moved the entire weight room here down to the football field. What's been maybe the toughest part of that, and what makes that so rewarding for a player as you guys look to see results?
I don't really think there's a tough part of it because even when things get to be hard, everybody's doing it together, everybody's pushing each other, including Coach Donovan.
He's not afraid to strap up the sled and pull with you guys.
Exactly,
Yeah.
It motivates us.
Yep, gets guys fired up, ready to go. What are the results that you've seen for yourself, and what are some of the results you're seeing in the off-season workouts for the team?
I've seen just things getting easier. The first week we did it, everything sucked. Doing this conditioning, it was terrible. But now that we're doing it more and more, it's becoming easier. And I can see other guys, whether they're freshmen or they're seniors, they're improving a lot.
Indians have been busting their tails, getting ready, and while everybody's just kind of ramping up, they are in the downswing of their off-season program. We'll have more, of course, on the off-season conditioning program, what the Indians are doing to get ready with Coach Clickner, Coach Donovan as well. Indians coach Zach Clickner joining us as the football team is gearing up for their 2024 season. Coach Clickner in his first off-season leading the high school program hasn't waited around, got the guys out working in the off-season and the winter months, and now the summer has been quite busy. Coach, first things first, your thoughts on how the summer's been going for the program?
I get asked this question about once a week by various people in the community, and I can't be more pleased with our participation, our progress we've made over the summer. We had Coach Donovan come in. I ran into him over at the soccer fields in Engadine a couple of years ago, and it just kind of started as an idea, us chatting back and forth about it at soccer practices and whatnot, and it's kind of come to fruition now. And instantly you can see the results, and it's, not that there was anything extremely wrong with the BFS program that we've ran forever and ever and ever. It makes kids bigger, faster, and stronger. However, every team at the college level, pro level right now is focusing on athletic speed and movement, and that's what we're doing this year with Coach Donovan.
And as you said, you can see those results. What were some of the goals that you were looking for to kind of get that program to the next level. And what were some of the things that you thought Coach Donovan could bring in and help out with?
The buy-in. I thought, if nothing else, it's an athletic trainer that has lots of experience, and maybe that gets a couple more guys in the door as well. But his expertise is second to none. I can't be happier with having him on board.
And the kids really seem to be responding to this as well. Not only are we continuing to get bigger, faster, stronger, but the mind, the body, the motivation, some of those kind of extra character things. This goes beyond just lifting weights, which anybody can do. But training, and I know Coach Donovan's big on this, training with a purpose. You're not there just to lift weights, training with a purpose. Those breaks in between your reps, how many reps, not just what you're doing, but how you're doing it, seems to be a big part of the program.
Right, and nutrition. Nutrition's a big staple of his program, and I couldn't agree more. Why would you go put the work in and then throw it all away by your diet when you go home? You're not going to put crappy gas in a race car. And that was kind of his model there at first. And so the nutrition aspect of it, and just the expertise he brings to range of movement drills and the athletic speed and movement.
I know too, one thing is injury prevention, getting the body ready so to hold up over the course of a long season. We're hoping to play deep into November here in Newberry. How do you think that's going to impact the kids coming into the season and then holding up over the long grind of a 9-week regular season and then a deep playoff run?
Yeah, over the course of the season, it is a war of attrition. The body kind of starts breaking down a little bit, and a lot of times that's because there is no weightlifting, no conditioning program that extensive over the course of a season. But with our schedule, we're scheduling some of them weight room sessions, some of them training sessions into our week to day-to-day schedule over the course of the game weeks.
Should be an exciting season for the Indians. They are all ready and game shape, ready to go, with still a month leading into the season opener. We'll catch up, of course, with Coach Clickner all season long as the Indians get ready for another successful season. With Aaron Donovan from Big Lake Strength, as we continue to talk about some of the great work that he is doing with our local student athletes. We also spoke with Coach Zach Clickner, Newberry senior captain and football player Ethan Pavey. Aaron, just first things first, tell us a little bit about how you become more involved with the student athletes here in our community.
I think it started with Coach Clickner. He approached me a couple of years ago, a big interest. He kind of found out about what I was doing here with some of my younger athletes like Liam Rao, Craig Whalen, Allie Whalen. So he had heard about me working with athletes before, so he approached me about training a football team. And, at that point, I was very busy in the evening, so I couldn't commit to it, even though I really wanted to. But I told him I would do my best to kind of restructure my schedule so that I could help with the boys, because Zach is very passionate about not just the football team, but the town itself, Newberry, and that's somebody, I've told you before, that's somebody I can really get behind. And so I wanted to help, not just for the boys, but also for Zach, to help him with his vision and his goal. So that was kind of the tipping point, and then just figuring out a way to work it into the schedule. And I was able to do that, this past winter, and I think the boys have been very responsive. And when you get a group of kids that really gravitate to it and take it on and comply, that motivates me even more to be involved. So.
Well, we were talking earlier, and I told you, I said when you first started this off-season program, the kids would ask if you're coming, and then moan and groan and try to run away. And now they're mad when you can't make it, because they love and have bought into the program. And we talked with Ethan Pavey and got kind of the athlete's perspective on this. But really, one of your messages early on, and this hasn't just started in the summer. I mean, yep. You started talking and working with guys back, snow was still on the ground, and kind of goal was to build up to the season and then make sure it sustains through the season. we're still a month out from opening day, and I think we're week 1 ready right now, athletically and conditioning wise right now. But the importance and getting those guys to build in and invest, not just individually, but it seems like as a group together. They're really kind of gelling and motivating and pushing each other. What's that process been like, and how important is that as you work with the group moving along?
Well, I think, we've talked about it over and over again from an educational standpoint. It's just getting them to understand health and wellness. It's not just about lifting weights, but okay, by what we're doing here in the gym, not only do we want it to translate to the field so that they perform better, but we lower their risk of injury. Stressing the importance of sleep and recovery, those are big parts. Stressing the importance of nutrition and how they're fueling their body. You can't recover from these workouts unless you fuel your body properly. So, I think it's more about, not just about the football season. Most of these boys are multi-sport athletes too. So how can we sustain long athletic seasons throughout the year? And my goal is just to get them to understand, okay, what am I going to do to set myself up for success, not just from an individual standpoint, but also to help the team out. So I think getting them to just learn more, really, to understand what is healthy. There's so much out there on social media that will portray unhealthy habits, and they might view it as healthy. So getting them to discern between, okay, what can I eat? How should I be sleeping? What does it actually mean to hydrate? What can I benefit from strength training? Getting them to understand the benefits of that, I think, is what's motivating for them too.
And I think it's great because, and I'm learning right along with the kids as a coach in the program, and somebody that spends a lot of time with these young student athletes in various groups and activities. But it's strength training, wellness conditioning. It's not just a blanket thing. There's not just one general program that's going to work for everybody. You've been very group specific with the football team. Your individual student athletes that you work with, you have set individual kind of customized plan, because as you said, anybody can go into a weight room and lift weights. Anybody can jump on the bike and get a 30 or a 60-minute workout. But to really have the maximum effect and be most beneficial for them, you can kind of tailor things to the individual athlete.
Yeah, that's really the bread and butter of this style of training. The evaluation process itself, getting people in here and going through the evaluation, so I understand not only, okay, from a lifestyle standpoint, where are they lacking? Is it the sleep? Is it the nutrition? Is it dehydration? Is it all of them? How do we prioritize that? And then also the assessment that I take them through gives me a better understanding of movement. So where are their imbalances? Okay, so if we can prioritize lifestyle and we can prioritize weaknesses in the body and build those up, the quicker we're going to get results. Okay, so like with the football boys especially, I'm not going to train a lineman the same way that I would train a wide receiver. So being able to tailor that, being able to group the linemen and the group position players, those athletes are going to be able to benefit way more from that specific training than they would if I was just to have them do the same thing.
And this isn't just bigger, faster, stronger, but we're talking mind, body, soul as well.
Yeah, 100%. It's a mindset too, obviously. The people, whether it's, like I told you, I have an 80-year-old client all the way down to a 13-year-old client and everything in between. However, if you don't comply, you're not going to get the results. So my job is to give, whether it's a student athlete or an adult trying to get out of pain or an adult trying to lose weight, whatever the goal might be, is if I can give them the information and the tools to get the job done, okay, that's on me. However, if they don't comply, it's tough to get your results. So, but that's the beauty of coming here. It's an accountability piece. People come out here, they know that, okay, I'm paying so that I can get these results. I'm investing in my health and my wellness. It's not really, people don't look at it as a payment or a bill. It's more of an investment, and it's a lifelong investment. It should transcend, retirement. It should transcend graduating for our athletes, post high school. We've talked to the boys. We want these to be long-lasting, healthy habits to gravitate past into their life, beyond football, beyond sport, and carry this with them throughout their life. So,
take us kind of into the high school football, the off-season program. You're working in different phases. How does this thing build up to the season? And then coming up here, we're a month away from being in season.
Yeah, so specifically starting out, there's off season, bringing the boys in. Obviously, none of them really having personal training experience before, being in that environment, getting them structurally balanced. So, like I said about the evaluation, figuring out where are they lacking the most, where are they the weakest. Dealing with some kids who are already injured, tailoring programs around their injury. Because like we've talked before, the worst thing you can do when you're injured is to just stop moving and stop training. You can still train through that and actually can aid in the process of your recovery quicker. So moving through a structural balance phase, getting everybody moving well, into more of a muscular endurance phase, building these kids up, and then actually building muscle. What we refer to as hypertrophy, getting them stronger, getting them to build muscle, getting them moving better, and then as we gravitate towards the season, now it's more specific in regards to power, being explosive, what we would call a maximum strength and then power phase. So getting them to a point where they are ready to move fast and explosive on the field, and they're ready to take on physical contact.
Can't wait for people to see the results, because I can say firsthand, you can already see the difference it's making. When you take in young people, student athletes in particular, and start working with them, what are some of the big challenges you're seeing, but what are some of the big benefits you're seeing for the average teenage kid in today's America? It's not easy, but what are some of those hurdles that you try to get over, and then what are some of the big benefits you're seeing working with the young people?
Yeah, a couple of the hurdles, obviously right off the bat, is nutrition. It's usually always nutrition. It's getting athletes to understand what it means to fuel their body properly, to not only just sustain these workouts, but actually just to sustain their current body composition. So if we're trying to improve body composition, there's specific nutritional goals that I will have these athletes comply with. And that's the toughest hurdle to get over, because they want to sleep in and they want to have social lives, and I get that. However, the ones that are serious, they're going to make the most progress. That's hurdle number one, nutrition. Hurdle number two would definitely be social media. Getting them to turn off the phone, to put it down, to not be on it all night. And that affects sleep patterns too. We want our athletes to get enough sleep so that they can recover, but just social media, there's way more negative out there than there is positive benefit for social media, and just instilling confidence in these athletes. So, and you see it as a strength coach, the best thing is seeing it take place in real time in this space, because they're coming in here. At first, it's like, okay, what do I do? Man, this is really hard. And then it's the realization of, oh man, I can do this. Oh, I'm getting stronger. Oh, I feel better. And then they start to establish self-confidence, and then that's leading from hurdles into benefits. That's the biggest benefit, is now you're giving a teenager self-confidence, and they feel better about themselves, self-esteem is up, they're happier, they're going to perform better on the court or the field or whatever their sport may be in life, relationships with friends. Usually this will translate to everything in their life in a positive facet. So that's the biggest benefit, is the overall confidence that these kids acquire from training.
And you don't have to be a student athlete participating in sports programs year round, or somebody that's ultra physically active. If you're not active, maybe you don't participate in sports programs or get in that training. A guy like me that spends a lot of time either behind the wheel or sitting at the desk.
Yeah.
this is the type of stuff that can really benefit just about anybody, not just the student athlete trying to develop in the prime of their athletic years in high school.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is, I always refer to it for a lot of my clients between ages 40 to 60. I mean, I even have 70-year-olds and 80-year-olds. This is the fountain of youth. When we talk about quality over quantity, I mean, how do you want to live out your years? You know, do you want to be able to play with your grandchildren? Do you want to be able to go and do a hike, go on a cruise, go and do fun things, and not have to worry about, am I going to be able to walk up these steps? Am I going to be able to get out of bed? You know, back pain is usually the #1 call-off in the workforce every single year. The most missed days are due to back pain, some sort of pain, but especially back pain. So getting people stronger so that, you know, they can go to work and get home and not feel like, oh man, I'm so tired, I need to go to bed. So it helps, you know, boost energy. It helps improve nutritional choices. So it's a overhaul of a lifestyle, and it contributes to people's quality of life from not just a strength standpoint, but also everything else that they do. So it's for everybody. Everybody can benefit from it, and there's never been a clinical study that has shown any negative effects from strength training. So everything is positive. You can only get out what you put into it, and it's always positive.
If people want more information or they want to follow along, what are some of the ways they can follow Big Leg Strength?
Yeah, absolutely. Big Leg Strength and Performance on Facebook and Instagram. I also have a YouTube channel. We have a couple stories on there about a couple of my clients, one who was a teenage athlete and then one who was a retired gentleman who had some orthopedic issues. And it kind of follows their process so you can kind of get a close look into what training looks like over a substantial amount of time. So you can follow YouTube, Facebook, social media, direct message through those accounts. And you know, if you see me out in the community, feel free to ask me a question.
And as always, make sure you follow along, cheer on our local student athletes, see the great work they're putting in, not just during the season and on the field, but off of it and in the off season as well. With Aaron Donovan from Big Leg Strength and Fitness, it is at 123 FM in the Newberry News with your latest edition of Sports Chat.